Yes, you can clap for me.
Yeah. Let's give a very clap. Yeah, not that very feeble clap.
Yeah.
You will agree with me that indeed we've had very useful reflections from the people who have spoken this morning. And I'm also very conscious of the fact that we don't want to lose the honorable members of parliament. Dr. Kigon was already saying that he too and the rest of the KMA team are on their way out. We don't want to be talking to ourselves. So for those ones who have the programs in front of you, you see there is a session called plenary session where I was supposed to be the moderator for that session. I'm going to use my executive fiat and maybe change that. And at this point in time, because we've had conversations from the doctors, from the people working in the sector, to invite Dr. Nyikal, who also has tremendous experience in this field, to make his comments, and not only comments, but commitments in terms of the conversation that has been happening here. And as a senior member of the medical profession as well as parliamentarian, I think his comments and his commitments will be binding on both the members of the National Assembly and the Senate. So, Dr. Nyikal, Karibu.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My comments will not be binding, but I'll say what I know, because we have somebody who will read or make a comment on behalf of our chair, the health committee. But I must write. We can't say the same thing for 20 years. And when I see young people saying what we say with Kigondo, and the commitment they had, and the commitment we had, and the things we put down to be done, and they have not been done, and we are eating again to see if they can be done. And my friend from UNFPA is there. I think I just have to go back and write it. All these things you are saying have been said, written, done. I'll just make a few comments. When you are doing the history of health in this country and you want to give data and improvement, start from 2002. Take KNCHR of 2003, 2008, 2008, then go to 2014. And read, I don't know, because reversing the trend was a strategic plan that we did for 2003 and 2008 or something like that, and reversing the trend. Then you will see what was happening and what started to happen. And now I can tell you things are going down. And I want you to relate that with political changes. One, relate it to the change in 2002. Then relate it to the changes in 2007 and 2008 and the splitting of the ministry. And then relate it to the evolution. It will be, you just do that graph, and then you do that and you will see what politics does. That's one thing I'll do. The other thing I'll say is, health is not only for humans, even animals are concerned about health. They can't just do anything about it. So when we are talking about health, we must start by saying we are animals. And we have animal bodies. And we are part of biology. And do not ignore biology. Why I'm taking this in terms of abortion? Why are we having deaths between 10 and 19? The reason is we are saying these children are not, these people are not mature. They are not mature biologically. They are not mature socially, but they are mature biologically. So what we are struggling with, and I want the people in reproductive health rights, because you should call it abortion rights. That hiding is why the Maputo Protocol, we put reservations on it. Because when you want to talk about abortion, you call it reproductive health rights. But that includes normal deliveries where you should get care, isn't it? So then you bundle it like that, and people then take the normal deliveries and the complicated deliveries and deal with it, and they leave abortion aside, and nobody wants to talk about it. So the children are dying because biologically they are ready to have babies or to get pregnant, but socially they are not ready. So we are putting a distance between biological maturity and social maturity because we are human beings. If we are animals, we will just go on. When you are ready to give birth, you do what? You give birth. If you are a plant, when you are ready to flower, you flower, whether there's rain or there's no rain. Now we never put that when we are talking about health. So those are the forces that when you are dealing with abortion, you are dealing with. You are dealing with the book. The child doesn't get pregnant. The child just feels those things. The hormones come, and she feels attracted. And when they are having sex, they actually don't quite realize that they are actually likely to get pregnant to be had. Just the same way we all do. Tell me who goes to bed with somebody because today they want a baby. Just had a nice evening, it all happened. That's how animals do it. That's how we do it. You must put that when you're putting policies in place, because then you meet. Number two, the definition of abortion, we have to be careful, because we politicians, now I'm a politician, we respond to the society. We will never do anything that people like, whether they like it publicly or they like it secretly. We'll do what is in their hearts. So if corruption is what people like, we will not fight it very openly, because we will not be voted in. They can say anything in public how they hate it, but if we look at their behavior, they go to church, and we know that's what they want. So when you say politicians do this, remember, we'll do what the society wants, except revolutionaries that change societies, and most of us are not revolutionary. So when you are talking about abortion, define it carefully, because in the minds of the general population, the word abortion is negative from the beginning, and they are talking of purposeful determination of a pregnancy. Remember, some of it is spontaneous and is happening on its own, and those mothers also die. So that, I've gone through that, you need to look at that as well. And so make people are clear when the public is, you are talking to the public, you are talking about that. The other thing you are dealing with in the issue of reproductive health, and particularly abortion, you are dealing with human survival. Dr. Tuli said something here very interesting, that this girl has gotten pregnant and she wants to get rid of the baby. She must be crazy. That is the general feeling, that anybody who wants to get rid of a pregnancy must be crazy. That is the instinct of every human being, that a human being should preserve. So you must then start, but remember that mother realized that this pregnancy was a danger to her daughter, and therefore now she's wailing. That is the approach you should come from. So that they know you are saving these people. Don't talk about rights, because then you must answer the question, when does human rights start? At conception, or at fertilization, or at delivery? And remember, that was a big debate in the Constitution, and I can today actually confess that I was part of changing it from life starts at birth to life starts at conception. So when you do that, then you must say you must also be seen to protecting the life of the unborn child. If you can show that even if this child were to come out, this child is unlikely to live. One, because it's deformed. Two, because the mother who should take care of it will not take care of it because of the circumstance. That approach is needed. I saw that with FGM as well. FGM, the main thing every society will tell you, every culture is, if a woman does not get the card, she's not going to be married. And I told myself, then talk to the people who are marrying them, so that they cannot marry the ones who are not card.
Yeah, the men and boys.
Exactly. And my proposal before I left the ministry was, let's go to the secondary schools and tell the boys I cannot marry a woman who has been cut. Itapotea. Maternal deaths. When we are talking about maternal death and how you put money in it, how that by Buddha thing and so on, remember this. The management of obstetric emergency care is the gold standard for a working system. If you can take care of that woman, then you will take care of head injury, you will take care of the accident, you will take care of everything else, because it needs the component of the human resource, the supplies, and also the arrangement, the equipment in theater. If you can do a cesarean section for a woman who needs it urgently, or do an operation on ectopic pregnancy, you are also likely to do an operation on obstructed hernia and on head injury that requires bar holes. So don't pull it out and say you want money and health services for it. Improve all the health services. In the reversing the trend, you remember we had the life cycle. Pull it out again. And so that we will put money for it. Legal, the assisted reproductive health failed because the one from Senate was fighting it. Again, this is a human behavior. You know that. Instead of the Senate passing the one that was already in there, the Senate was doing another one. So when they met, they delayed each other. Because they were doing the same thing, isn't it? Now I'm just telling you how things happen. Because the Sijeni one was a little later than the Mili Odhiambo one. So when the Mili Odhiambo one went to the Senate didn't look at it, but they were still working on the Sijeni one. So because of that, they both delayed and there were time. Again, we are human. So we also compete. Now, when we talk of policy and parliament, I think I agree with you. When we talk of unconstitutional policy statements, I agree with you. But then I know there is something you may not think is related to this, and that is corruption and tribalism. I have a feeling you may be saying I'm taking it too far. But corruption will stop. Some of this, I'll tell you, I'll be relatively frank here, some of the good policies are taken over by corrupt systems. So when we put a lot of money in, say, in the mama, not everybody that wants to procure the things for Linda Mama is keen on the welfare of the mother, but they're keen of the money, and the way they do the procurement, they live and kill Linda Mama. Makalimuli. We have to now look at in the budget and start monitoring it to say how the money we put, where we put a lot of money, like now we are putting on the agenda 4. How do we stop corruption from creeping there? Now I'm not sure whether it is not these guys who craft the thing and bring the money in so that they'll take it later, or they see the money there and then they craft the ways of taking it. Wakalimulanisha which one it is. So don't, the bigger picture will matter. So now, I think we need, and I've been saying, and let me say this because I want to say it until people will remember I said it afterwards, that the agenda 4, if not done well, will even take care of this. But if we do not tame corruption And tribalism, agenda 4, may become pillars of corruption instead of improving things. Because we put a lot of money there. And why am I saying tribalism? Tribalism stops people with the ability to do the work and put it in the hands of people who cannot do the work. I've finished, I know. And how we can stop that, very difficult. The members of parliament are here, and politics is a very different game. I think what you can tell us, I'm saying we are committed. And actually when I see the people we have here, when I see Makalimulu, I see my colleagues here, I see Dr. Dahir here, we are actually committed to get these things if you want them done. But learn to bring them to us in good time. Like the reproductive health bill. I mean, the health committee, I've just had it outside. I've never had it within the precincts of the assembly. I know I've taken much time, but there's so much to say that I don't know how to summarize it.
I gave Dr. Nyikal the leeway so that he aptly summarizes the key things that maybe we want to take forward. And although he said he was not making any commitments, I think that has been really, really useful, because at the end of the day, we'll have Mheshimiwa Martins, who will speak on behalf of the chair of the Senate committee. But before I do that, because these are controlled